Hello and welcome to the Kristin Carrera podcast. I am Kristin. Welcome back if you've been following along. And if you're new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and follow along and comment. I love to hear your comments. Where are you on your journey? Are you new to carnivore? Are you just trying to learn about carnivore and figure out if it's for you, or have you been on this journey for a long time and what has it helped you with? Leave those in the comments. Today's episode, I want to dive into the topic, a very important topic of monitoring your health and your weight changes within the carnivore diet if weight is one of the reasons that you're on here. Now, with that said, I will say that I don't really truly believe that you need to go into a carnivore just to lose weight. There are other ways that you could do it. However, I think that this is the best way of an elimination diet to truly see how food is impacting not only your diet, but your health. And for me, the carnivore journey is really mainly about your health goals, and that is usually related to weight, but don't focus just on your weight. I want you to really focus on your overall health and how you're feeling. So I'm going to go through a few things that I've done and a few things that you can also do that other people recommend that may or may not work for them. You have to see what works for you. We're all so different, and so our personalities are different, our bodies are different, and so some people like to meal plan. I'm one of those people that don't. So find what works for you. So let's start with number one. Set clear goals. Decide what you want to achieve, whether it's weight loss, improved energy levels, better mood, getting off medication, right? These are your goals. But let's start with the small goals. I like to start with small goals. When I started this journey, I told myself that I would do 30 days of carnivore. I knew that 60 to 90 to 100 days or more is probably what my body needed, but I didn't want to overwhelm myself with such a big goal. Sometimes when we set big goals or unrealistic goals, like I'm going to lose weight, I want to lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks. That is more than likely unrealistic. How about we just say, my goal is to start eating better. My goal is to start carnivore on Monday. Goal number one. Goal number two, I'm going to get through 30 days of carnivore, and I'm not going to worry about my weight or anything else. I just want to get through those 30 days eating the carnivore way. Smaller goal. If we add in all the other stuff, sometimes we distract our minds and we get frustrated that maybe the pounds aren't coming off in the time period that you believe they should come off. And so let's set those goals. Write them down. Write down those goals and start with one. Okay. Number two, keep a food journal. I've talked to you guys about this before. Write down everything you eat every single day. I start off with the date, how I felt in the morning, what I did in the morning, the times that I ate, if I had any feelings in between of either bowel movements or stomach ache or my high histamines that I was starting to feel, the itchy eyes. I wrote everything down, and this is how I was able to find out that I have an allergy to foods that are high in histamines. I found out that I can't do things like pulled pork. I found out that I can't eat pineapple, right? Pineapple's not carnivore. I know. This was when I was reintroducing foods, trying to do a little bit more animal-based. I'm just letting you know this is how I found that out. We're not having fruit or any type of vegetables, any plants on a carnivore diet. Let's just note that. Number three, I feel like I have to note that because people get crazy. Number three, track your weight. So this one, some people like to track their weight weekly. I do not agree with this because people obsess over their weight, and your weight can fluctuate. It can go up when you're trying to go down, and it can go down and then plateau. So I recommend, if you are trying to focus on your weight and you really want to see what's going on, number one, before starting, get that weight, right? Find out what your weight is, what your muscle mass is, all that good stuff. Write that down. Number two is measurements. Measure, 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 because your weight isn't always telling you the truth. Your weight is not always the factor of you actually losing fat, body fat. And so you might be gaining muscle, you might be holding water retention. You need to remember these things may happen. And so getting this overall picture in your progress is important. Also, take a photo, a before photo. You don't need to post it on the internet. You don't need to share it with the world. You don't even need to share it with your family. It's for yourself. Now, if you want to share it, by all means. But I promise you that a picture tells you so much more than the scale. And honestly, I have a scale and I barely ever use it. So put it away somewhere that you're not going to gravitate to wanting to grab it all the time. And if you want to even just get rid of it completely, get rid of it completely, because I promise it will distract you from your overall goal. And we don't want that. Number 4, monitor your measurements. This goes to your measurements. Take your measurements of your waist, your hips, and other areas. Sometimes you may lose inches even if the scale doesn't change. I got ahead of myself with number 3. That was part of number 4. I apologize, but it's exactly what I said. The scale does not always tell the truth, right? So get your measurements in. Number 5, pay attention to how you feel. Oh my gosh, so many people don't do this. They are so stressed over that scale that they're not realizing the changes of how they're feeling. And this is where the journal comes in too, because you can go back and look and see, oh my gosh, I haven't felt the anxiety in the last 2 or 3 days. I would write that down too. If I felt depressed, if I felt anxiety, if I felt fatigued, I wrote it all down. And so pay attention to how you feel. Keep track of your energy levels, your mood, and your physical symptoms. Note any changes in how you feel after meals and throughout the day. Number 6, I do not do this, but there are some people that like to check their macros and do all that and monitor their food intake. So you can consider using apps that help track your food intake, your weight, and your health metrics. And many apps allow you to log in your meals and monitor your progress over time. I don't have any apps to give you because I don't use them. I really don't believe in monitoring that intake. Some people like to do it because they feel they've plateaued on their weight gain, and maybe sometimes they feel they need to eat less or more. But on the carnivore diet, I recommend that you look at videos from Dr. Carrera, Dr. Anthony Shafee, and there are others out there as well that talk to you about losing weight if that is your ultimate goal, because you may need to actually up your protein and up your fat intake. That is very important on a carnivore diet. This is not the same thing as monitoring your macros and when we're eating carbs and all the other stuff that other people who try to lose weight do. So for me, I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full. I have a video about this because that is, to me, learning your body cues, learning when you're hungry, learning when you're full, and learning to listen to your body. So that's my personal take on that. Number 7, check your health markers. If possible, get regular checkups to monitor important health markers like your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and your blood sugar levels, especially if that's something that you've had an issue with in the past. Now, with that said, also do your research, because most doctors will tell you that your cholesterol is really high and they want to put you on statins or they want to put you on some type of medication and to stop doing the carnivore diet, when in fact that's not the whole story. I'm not going to go into details with that because I'm not a doctor and I don't want to give you that advice, but go check out videos again with Dr. Carrera has a great one. Dr. Ovidia has a really good one. So go check those out on how to break those levels down and read your own results as well, and kind of have an understanding as to when a doctor tells you that maybe your cholesterol looks really high and that you're like dying when you're really not. So definitely go check videos out from them on that. Number 8, stay consistent. Consistency is key. This is in anything that you do, right? And any type of goal that you make, consistency is key. Stick to your monitoring your routine to get the most accurate picture of how the carnivore diet is affecting your health. So that journal, that is where you're monitoring it in my personal opinion and in my journey. That's what I did. And so staying consistent, this helps you stay consistent with what you're eating, because maybe if you drift off a little bit, you'll notice a change and be like, okay, I can't have that. And adjust. Number 9 is adjust as needed. If you notice negative changes and if you're not meeting your goals, consider adjusting your food choices and your intake. So you might, like I said, need to actually up your protein or have more fat in your diet. It really just depends on your goals. It depends where you're at. It depends how you feel. Some people, in the beginning of starting a carnivore diet, you might get diarrhea. So you might have to actually not have as much fat in the beginning and figure that out for yourself. I found out that I couldn't have the rendered fat. A lot of people say leave the rendered fat in your ground beef. I cannot eat the rendered fat. The rendered fat triggers my microscopic colitis, and I'm running to the bathroom with really, really bad stomach pains. And so I had to adjust with what I wrote down and what I was seeing and saw what worked for me. I don't have those issues anymore. Now my bowel movements are actually more normal than they've ever been in a really, really long time. And that is a huge plus for me, because that has not been the case since I was diagnosed with microscopic colitis, and that was in my mid to late 20s. So this is very, very huge for me, and it was an adjustment. It takes time. So number 10 would be patience. Have patience with yourself. Have patience with your body. Remind your mind that this is a journey that is not a quick fix. It can take 30, 60, 90, 100. It could take a year. It could take 2 years to heal your body. It depends where you are on your journey. So find an accountability group. And I find that that is very helpful, knowing that other people are on this journey with you, knowing that you're not alone, knowing that maybe whatever you're going through, whether it's depression or anxiety or diabetes or MS or any other issue, health issue that you may have, that other people have been on this journey, have healed it, or are on this journey with you. And I think that is a great help as well. If you need accountability from me, I am here for you as well. Share in the comments. You can go check out my Instagram, or I'm over on Twitter or Nostr. Check that out. And I would love to have a discussion with you and see where you're at. And if you need any help on your journey, please reach out. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that these tips help you. I know that they've helped me along my way on my journey. So make sure to subscribe for more tips, more insight on my journey. I am getting ready to start this Lion Diet 30-day challenge October 1st. I'm only a few days away. I had my cafecito this morning, and I am really, really scared that I'm not going to be able to get through not having my eggs and my bacon and my cafecito in the mornings or afternoons. It's actually 12:30 here where I'm at right now, and I haven't even had my first meal. So after I finish here with you, that's where I'm headed to go make my eggs and my bacon and enjoy it as much as possible, because I'm not going to be able to have it for the nenext 30 days. My son asked me, well, what are you going to have for breakfast? What do you mean you can't have eggs and you can't have bacon and you can't have cafe? I'm like, I know, I'm going to eat meat. That's what it is. I'm going to eat meat, and I want to see if I heal the things that I haven't completely healed all the way, like some of my inflammation and my anxiety. And so that's my goal. My goal is to reach those 30 days. My goal is to remember my why. Always remember your why. That is huge. Write it down, stick it on the wall, stick it somewhere you're going to see it, on the refrigerator, wherever you're going to see it. But remind yourself of your why on the days that you want to give up. Remind yourself of your why on the days that are hard, because things that are hard, I promise you in the end, are going to be totally worth it. I hope that you have a blessed day, and I will see you on the next podcast. Have a great day.